We're having a good hair day. Let's not jinx it. I'm gonna stop touching it. Okay, maybe just this one little part. Oh, I don't have earrings on. That's gonna annoy me. I'm gonna go put on earrings. God, why do I try to do this? I had a mirror earlier. Oh my God, where is it? Ah, there it is. Okay. Oh, much better. I love these earrings. They're like $1 or like $2 on Shein. Anyways, hey guys, so today's video is going to be about fat phobia and internalized anti-fatness. Let me just like get comfy. I was reading an article about the Nike mannequin. I'm sure you guys have heard about it, but there was an article by Telegraph or something like that, and the comments made in that article are just appalling. The fact that it actually got published, it's like, what? But you know, it's clickbait and it makes it controversial, and I'm sure they got some good press from it, because any press is good press. Yeah, it really stirred up the community, especially the plus size community, and I think it really did make me think about some things, about, you know, fat phobia, about how I deal with fat phobia in my everyday life, how that woman's feelings, the lady that made that article, they're not very different than things that I've been told my whole life, that, you know, doctors on the internet like to tell me that I'm gonna die of a heart attack very soon, and that I need to just eat salads every day and work out for 3 hours and then I'll be healthy. There's nothing I haven't heard, and fat phobia is so real. The thing is, it's like people really don't think that there is stigmas around fat people, and there's so many. Like, people, even just strangers, look at me with distaste. They look at me and they think, how can she be wearing a crop top? How can she, you know, wear like all these outfits and have her fat just be there? Like, you see it in their eyes. Sometimes it's pity, sometimes it's like really like hate, and they just don't want to be near you. They look away from you really quickly once you make eye contact. And yeah, fat phobia is so prevalent in our society, and the thing is that people get away with it because they're not expressing it verbally, so people don't interact with it. And I think there's something about the plus size community where, I don't know, I guess maybe this is just me, but I don't confront those people. I don't find any like satisfaction in approaching those people and asking them, hey, why are you looking at me like that? Why are you doing this? Why are you doing that? I don't want a confrontation, so nothing ever gets resolved, basically. I just try to go throughout my life being as happy as I possibly can be, and if other people are upset about my body, that sounds like a you problem, sis. So yeah, I don't know what else to say about fat phobia. It sucks. It really does, because it can bring me out of a mood, like a happy mood that I'm in when I'm out with my sister or I'm out with friends, and then I just feel like I'm being stared at because I'm the fat friend. And there's a lot of things where, like, I love myself so fucking much now. Like, I'm just a happy person in my body now. Not every day, but you know, when I'm out with my friends and stuff, I'm just living my life. Like, I could give two shits. I laugh loud, I am happy, I'm smiling, and it sucks when you have all these eyes on you and you know that they're just looking at you with either pity, disgust, or as if you don't deserve to be there. You know, like, if you're fat, you should be on a treadmill 24/7 and go eat your lettuce and be sad. That is basically the look that I get. Even when I'm working out, like I used to run around my neighborhood, and sometimes I would get people that would stare at me through their windows, and some men would comment and be like, "Go on, run, fatty." And it's just like, even when you are exercising, fat phobic people aren't happy. Like, as it is apparent with the Nike mannequin. It just proves that really what they're not happy about is us being visible. They want us to be invisible. They don't like to see us in everyday life, so they don't want to see us represented in mannequins. They don't want to see us represented on TV. Lizzo is a big thing right now. Her music is popping, by the way. But yeah, there was something about the what's it called? The Breakfast Club. It's like a radio show, and the guy was like, made a comment saying, "You would look stupid skinny." And she's like, "What? I would look fabulous at any size. I look good no matter what size I am." And I was like, yes, Lizzo. Yes. You know, I think it's great that people are talking about it. I think that it should be talked about more. That's why I'm making this video. I guess, like, if you're looking for signs of telling whether or not your family or loved ones or whatever are fat phobic, or the way that they treat you makes you uncomfortable, I think a good indicator is how they talk about their own weight, and if they're terrified to gain weight, or if they feel like they constantly need to lose more weight, or if they see you and they start like staring at you when you start eating. Oh God, there's just like, there's so many things. Luckily with my family, they've never pressured me to exercise. They've never pressured me to lose weight. It was all internalized. But for a while, like when I was growing up, I did start gaining a lot of weight after I stopped dancing. And I noticed that I was very unhappy at the time, but my family was kind of making little remarks like, "Oh, you know, like, oh, what are you eating?" Like, and I would be eating a bag of chips. And it's like, I'm eating a bag of chips. You know, it's those little comments like, "Oh," like as if, should you be eating that? And sometimes it's not what people say, it's what people really mean. Yeah, it was just like that, basically. And with my sister, she's always been on the thinner side. At one point when I was in high school, we started working out together, and high school was a dark time for me. High school was really not a good place for me. But, you know, right before, I think it was freshman year. Yeah, right before freshman year, me and her started working out together, and it really did affect our dynamic negatively, I think, because she saw me as something to fix. And when I was dealing with stress eating, she didn't understand why I couldn't just stop, or why I didn't seem to have enough self-control to stop binge eating. It did negatively affect me. So we stopped working out together after a while. And yeah, I'm just giving a few different examples. I don't want to go fully into it because it's hard to piece together. Life is complicated. I did sit down with my sister and talk to her and say, you know, I don't like it when you stare at me when I eat or comment on what I'm eating. It makes me uncomfortable. You know, after that, she was super understanding and really backed off. I knew it came from a good place, and that's what a lot of fat phobic people think, is that, oh, you know, if it's a family member, I love them, so it doesn't matter, it's coming from a good place. It's still repressing us. It sucks when your own family wants to change you or thinks that you need to look a certain way to be happy or to be healthy or to make them happy. My family just wants me to be happy. And at the end of the day, I'm happy in who I am right now. I work out, I eat pretty well, and I'm just trying to live my life, you know? So that's that. Every day I'm trying to make sure that it's not being internalized and that I'm reflecting on how I feel about my body and being as aware as I can be so that I don't slip into old habits. Because when somebody used to make a remark about me and say, hey fatty, or, you know, make a mooing sound at me or oink or whatever it was, it really did mess me up. Like it fucked up my mind. It was really dark. It was a really dark place to be in and caused me to binge eat or to cry all day or just anything, you know. It was a shitty place to be. So if you're in that place, I do get what you're going through. I know it's a cliche, but it does get better. And sometimes you have to speak up for yourself. And if it's family or friends, you have to say, hey, those comments make me feel uncomfortable and I'd like you to stop making them. And if they're good people, they'll say, I'm so sorry, I didn't mean it that way. A lot of people think that they're joking or that it's funny, and it's not. And so when you speak up about it and you're honest, I think in most situations it should help. Some people are just assholes and you can't do anything about it, and you just have to disassociate yourself, even if they're family. I have a whole side of my family that I don't talk to. So there's that. A problem that we are still dealing with is that people don't think it's a big deal. And I just want to say it is a big deal. Weightism, sexism, classism, and racism are all within subcategories of stigmas and just hate. How you treat somebody based on their weight, if you're treating people with less respect just because they have more fat on their body, that is wrong. Let's move on to internalized anti-fatness. Last night I was looking through some photos of when I had just started my Instagram page in 2014. I was like a little baby. It's crazy because I was overweight for most of my life and I had never really fit into clothes that were for other kids. I never felt like I was pretty because I was overweight, and people did treat me differently. That's the thing, is fat phobia wasn't talked about back when I was a kid, and yeah, there was just a lot more hate and disdain and disgust for my body. And it so much was internalized that I would work out twice a day during high school, and I would try to eat as little as I possibly could. And then when I didn't see the results that I wanted, I would binge eat at night. It just kept on going on and on and on, like the cycle of it. And that's all the physical things, but the mental aspect of it is I was looking through these photos and I remember taking them and just thinking I was so obese. I thought that I was the most huge person in the room, and that also came from my body dysmorphia. But it was because I had internalized all of these anti-fat messages of, oh, well, you'll grow out of this body. You'll lose a bunch of weight once you get older. And it was always this idealistic viewpoint of my body that I wasn't happy now, but I was gonna get happier later because I would eventually lose weight. And it was always the goal to lose weight. I was never allowed to be happy in who I was in that moment. I was always just crawling and pulling up a ladder of trying to be skinnier. That was my life. Literally, I would look in the mirror every morning, analyze my body, and see all of the things I hated about myself, and then cry. And it was fuck. It sucks thinking about it. It really does. Whew, we're not gonna cry. I would kill myself in the gym every day. Every day. And if I didn't work out, I didn't feel like I had the right to eat. And if I ate something bad for myself, I would punish myself by working out. I couldn't understand why my friends wanted to be friends with me, because I saw myself as worthless and that I didn't deserve to have friends. I didn't deserve to have other people think that I was cute or pretty or desirable in any way, shape, or form. People's compliments made me extremely uncomfortable, and I thought that they were out of pity. No matter what they said, they could say my eyes were pretty, and I would say, oh, okay. And it would just make me so unhappy. No matter what they said about me, they could say that, oh, you have nice makeup on today, and I would think that they were saying it out of pity because I was fat and I didn't deserve compliments. All of these things were internalized, but they were also normalized. I thought every fat person hated themselves, and that was just how life was. Every fat person was striving to be skinny, and we were all just trying to make it. We were all just trying to get skinny so that we could be happy. Oh God, it's fucked thinking about it. I wish I could give younger Vanessa just like a huge hug and just say that it was gonna get better and that I should just try to be as happy as I possibly can be, because you're only this age once and there's really no point in hating yourself. Looking back on those photos, I was so like, I was so perfect. I'm so perfect now. That's the thing, is like I'm so beautiful then and now. And I look good at any size. Thank you, Lizzo. I started to develop this love for fashion, and I was so tired of hating myself that I was willing to do anything to just get out of it. I wanted to just be me and not be the person I was in high school. Crazy seeing all these old pictures from my Instagram, because I started to gain more confidence and post more pictures, and I remember I was really, you know, scared about posting my first swimsuit picture, and I was excited at the same time because it got such a positive response. I had never had people really like my body before, and it was a new experience. It was completely enthralling. Of course, it had its downsides because, you know, there's always people objectifying your plus size body, which is a whole other topic in itself, but there were so many genuinely nice fat people on the internet, and now I'm here today. Don't you like that full circle? I will leave the playlist of all of my video diaries up here somewhere so you guys can watch them. They are just, you know, very chatty videos talking about different topics like body dysmorphia, my asymmetrical breasts, and anything on my mind, basically. So I hope you guys are having a great day and you're just out there living your best life, honey. Just do that. I will talk to you guys soon. Bye.
She's a Mona Lisa. was lining up to see her. She's a Mona Lisa.